The execution chamber was silent. Not the peaceful kind of silence, but the heavy one that pressed against the chest. Cold white lights floated above the circular floor. Alien officials from 12 species watched from behind a transparent barrier. Their eyes were calm. This was routine for them. In the center stood a human. His name was Elias Ward. His hands were bound behind his back. His uniform was torn, burned at the edges from months of prison labor. Dried blood marked his face, but his eyes were steady. Not afraid. Not angry. Just tired. A metallic voice echoed through the chamber. Elias Ward of Earth. You are found guilty of violating Galactic Code 9A, unauthorized bonding with a restricted species. The sentence is immediate execution. The crowd shifted slightly. Some aliens leaned forward. Humans were rare here. Even rarer at executions. Elias took a slow breath. Before you do it, he said quietly, I have one final request. The judges exchanged glances. Final requests were allowed. Usually food. Sometimes music. Speak, the voice said. I want to see my wolf. A ripple of confusion passed through the chamber. A wolf? One judge asked. My alien wolf, Elias corrected. You call her a Veruan beast. Her name is Kael. Several officials laughed softly. Others frowned. Veruan beasts were dangerous predators. Massive, silver-furred creatures engineered for war centuries ago. They were classified as emotionless bioweapons. Bonding with one was forbidden. Punishable by death. You expect us to bring a weapon into an execution chamber, a judge said. She won't harm anyone, Elias replied. She never has. That is statistically impossible, another judge said. Veruan beasts do not feel loyalty. Or love. Elias looked up at them. That's the lie, he said. Silence returned, thicker than before. After a long pause, the central judge spoke. Grant the request. Let the galaxy witness the foolishness of human emotion. A massive reinforced door slid open. Heavy footsteps echoed. Gasps filled the chamber. Kael stepped inside. She was larger than any wolf known on Earth. Her silver fur shimmered like liquid metal under the lights. Her eyes glowed a deep blue, ancient and alert. Scars crossed her body, battle scars from wars long forgotten by the galaxy. Weapons powered up automatically. Targeting systems locked onto her. Kael stopped when she saw Elias. Her ears lowered. Her breathing changed. Then she let out a low, broken sound. It was not a roar. It was a whine. She crossed the chamber slowly, carefully, ignoring the weapons pointed at her. When she reached Elias, she pressed her massive head against his chest. Elias closed his eyes. I'm here, he whispered. Just like I promised. The chamber was frozen. Veruan beasts were never calm near prey. Never gentle. Never quiet. Kael lay down beside him, her body curved protectively around his legs. Her tail wrapped loosely around his ankles. A judge leaned forward. This is abnormal. Elias smiled faintly. That's what happens when you raise someone instead of programming them. The judges demanded answers. Elias spoke, and his voice carried through the chamber. I found Kael on Veruan 9. She was a cub. Alone. Your war ended, and you abandoned your weapons. You left them to starve. Murmurs spread. I didn't see a weapon, Elias continued. I saw a scared child. Kael lifted her head and rested her chin on his knee. I fed her. I treated her wounds. I stayed when she howled in pain at night. I never commanded her. I never used force. One judge snapped, you imprinted on a killing machine. No, Elias said softly. She imprinted on me. The execution timer paused automatically. Kael suddenly stood. She turned toward the judges. And she bowed. A Veruan beast bowing was impossible. Then the truth shattered everything. Kael stepped forward and placed herself between Elias and the execution device. Her body shook. Her breathing became fast. Fear. Fear for him. She let out a long howl, not aggressive, but sorrowful. The sound carried through the station, through walls, through metal. Ancient frequencies embedded in her species activated long-dormant systems. Screens around the chamber flickered to life. Old data files appeared. Classified war records. Genetic logs. Project Veruan. The lie was exposed. Veruan beasts were never emotionless. Their emotional capacity had been suppressed by neural inhibitors to make them obedient soldiers. The galaxy had erased their ability to bond, because bonded soldiers refused to fight meaningless wars. Humans, however, lacked the frequencies that activated the inhibitors fully. Elias had unknowingly freed Kael's mind. The chamber erupted in chaos. Judges shouted. Scientists stared in horror. Military officials went pale. You lied, one alien whispered. All these centuries. Elias looked up, exhausted but calm. You didn't fear their strength, he said. You feared their hearts. Kael turned back to Elias and pressed her forehead to his. The execution device powered down. The central judge stood slowly. Elias Ward, he said, voice trembling, by revealing this truth, you have invalidated Galactic Code 9A. The judge hesitated. You are free. Kael let out a joyful howl that echoed like thunder. But Elias shook his head. No, he said. I'm not. The judges froze. I spent 3 years in your prisons, Elias continued. I watched other Veruan beasts locked in cages. Starving. Screaming. Alone. Kael growled softly, not in anger, but in pain. Free them, Elias said. Or this lie will destroy you. The chamber was silent again. Finally, the judge bowed. To the human, he said, and to the wolf who reminded us what we buried. In the days that followed, the galaxy changed. Veruan beasts were released. Neural inhibitors were removed. Entire battle doctrines collapsed overnight. Wars slowed. Some stopped completely. Historians would later write that the turning point of the galaxy was not a fleet battle or a superweapon. It was a human facing death. And an alien wolf who refused to let him die alone. Lesson of the stars. The galaxy learned too late that control is easier than compassion, but compassion is stronger than any weapon.